Ahoy hoy, and welcome to the stream. We got it right this time.
Yeah.
All right.
First time.
Welcome.
We got it right the first time.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
First try.
First take player in book. That's what they call us. All right. So let's get started by introducing everybody. This is Players in Book, a live streaming D&D game. Katie.
Yes. Hi. My name is Katie Downey, aka Goblin Katie. I am a Goober Online and TTRPG variety streamer. I will be playing Dominique this evening, who is a College of Eloquence bard, and she's a Triton. Boom. And thank you for the subs and the hype train and all that.
Hi everyone, I'm Lauren Urban. I'm the
I was gonna say, doesn't you have the Idle Champions thing, Goblin?
Oh, yes! We have our Idle Champions code. If you enter this code into the game, you will get an Electrum chest. And this week's code is Souploof, guys. And you can hit exclamation point code at any time during the game, and it will come up in chat.
It is also a verbal spell component.
It is also the subtitle of our boat.
Yes.
That's the ever-changing subtitle of our boat. It's the lessons learned Souploof Kais. I am Lauren Urban. I'm the content manager over at Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. You can find me on my website, lauren-urban.com. Today, I am playing Fairlos Lout, who is a Tabaxi cleric, a Tempest cleric, who is holding in the Tempest because she's both very happy to see her brother and kind of annoyed to see her brother.
Hello, I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on the interwebs as at DreamWisp or DreamWispJen on Twitch, where I stream things. I am currently, I have a couple of exciting things happening. We're finishing on Tuesday afternoon on Elbel's channel up a campaign we started yesterday for Disability Pride Month. On the front page of Twitch, which is very exciting. So please check it out. You can watch the VOD and then see the final act of the adventure in which we create chaos for our dungeon master. It's delightful. Also on Tuesday, I have a brand new show starting with Jasmine Bular as our DM. It's Lord Balvin, me, and Omar Najam running around and being who knows what kind of chaos we're bringing, but there will be a lot of chaos with the three of us.
So much chaos.
And Jasmine. So much chaos. So that starts also Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific on that Bronze Girls channel. So fun and exciting new things this week. But today, I am playing your friendly neighborhood Tsunami Druid, Rivulet, who has a snonky. Tiny snonky.
Tiny Snonky.
Tiny snonky.
Just
So
a little
drink
water
water,
drop
stay
guy.
hydrated.
Snonky. And I'm with Tia Jaquise, who has nothing going on but Gen Con. Don't talk to me about anything but Gen Con until after Gen Con is done. And today I am playing, as I have been playing for the last couple of weeks, Essequa Havenwright, your friendly neighborhood blade-singing dragonborn wizard. Yay.
I'm Jeremiah Sumerian. You'll probably know me if you know me at all from SCP-related content. And I am the Dungeon Master, and that's it. Let's get into the summary. Before I do that, actually, let me do the readouts for the proper credits for our maps and our tokens and our music. Cartography by Shay and Peku. Cartography by Shay and Peku Sci-Fi. Maps by Luke Stratton of Limithron. Maps by Eightfold Paper. Music by Tabletop Audio. And character tokens by Greek 46. Let's get started. Episode 3. This is the summary for last week. A single drop. From a drop of water, a logician could infer the possibility of an Atlantic or a Niagara without having seen or heard of one or the other. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Sherlock Holmes, A Study in Scarlet.
I'm related to him, just had to say it.
The
I have questions for later. I have many questions for later.
The students, temporarily immune to radiation and having just incapacitated Captain Colin on the beach, drag him away from the radiation zone and tie him up. They leave Reginald, their frog of holding, in charge of securing him further and move back to the beach and into the pirate hideout, which is issuing an audio alert that a reactor meltdown is imminent. There, they discover Abelina, who is attempting to provide medical care to a dying rat folk. The students evacuate all still living individuals while our friendly scholar, Essequa, recovers some old Kasari era journals and notebooks that have been utilized for some less than savory purposes. The students then investigate the cave further, finding a metal room with a sliding door and many buttons on the wall. They press the one working button and begin to descend. Once they arrive in the reactor room, the party takes a moment to understand what they see. They note 3 computer consoles, eventually determining that one is a flow control valve from the elemental plane of water, another is a decontamination control utilizing the Feywild, and the middle console allows for direct observation and interaction with the captured gods that make up the reactor fuel. Despite the ongoing crisis, the students are careful and thorough, working to discover the function of this place, and in doing so, they also discover fundamental truths about both the geology and the hydrology of the world they live in. Once they have enough information in hand, and eventually a handbook that explains how to temporarily reset the reactor and allow for a maintenance cycle, the party work together to solve the problem. The scholar acts as a coordinator, making sure communication is aligned. The acolyte prepares divine magic as part of the shutdown protocol. The trickster prepares illusion magic as well. And finally, the philosopher speaks to the gods. Peak and Patience, the 2 gods at the center of this process, are communicative. Peak, though, is very angry at his imprisonment and rails against the old Kasari Empire and even its successor states and cities. The philosopher manages to calm him down just long enough for the rest of the party to engage the shutdown sequence. The room is frozen in a time stop as the work is done to repair the reactor. Outside, it would have only taken 30 seconds or so, but inside, who knows how long it took. But when it's done, the reactor is fully repaired. The philosopher finds herself in a unique position, able to interrogate a god for answers. But in doing so, she exposes herself to the god's power as well. The philosopher is sent to another realm instantly. There she finds herself on a divine platform, facing a dragon made of stars and suns. A suit of clothing and boots walks up to her, and tells her in her mother's voice, "Whatever you do, don't wake up." The students eventually decide to leave this horrible place, and in doing so are informed by the elevator control computer that the chambers, including the ones they just came from, will be unlocked in 134 years after the radiation levels have naturally lowered. They are provided with a telereader, which can determine how radioactive a person or object is. They also figure out that a lesser restoration is enough to remove the lingering radiation from someone, even if it won't heal damage already done. The party decide to take their prisoners and everything else that they've gathered on this trip to the waiting pirate ship, sitting anchored just off the coast. As they begin to make way, they spot another ship in the distance. As the other ship approaches, the acolyte recognizes her brother. Others recognize Charles, a good friend to the students. It is 2:50 p.m. on Joy's Day, the 9th of Dreams. The sun is still up, and it will be up for a couple of months still. Elsewhere, the primary cloning facilities of the Phelan Empire, already overstressed and under-maintained, are unable to reboot properly after the mysterious recent power outage. Let's get into it.
How far away is this other ship? I say, ignoring the fact that we just learned about clones.
I don't know what you're talking about. The other ship is, at this point, has sidled up right next to you guys.
Okay. I'd like to jump on over to the other ship, if that's not going to be too big of an issue.
That's not an issue now.
Okay. And yeah, I will go up to my brother and give him a very warm and happy hug. And he is, as previously described, he's as big and as tall as me. He's just in more armor and has a giant halberd, a giant glaive, sorry. And then after I have hugged him and said, "It's really good to see you, and I'm happy that you are okay. And I'm very mad at you because what the heck did you do with this ship? What, did I not tell you to go back to the school?"
Real quick, before I give you his response. Are you guys traditionally huggers?
Yeah.
Okay.
we are, but this me being at school has been the first time since we were born that we've been apart for any significant length of time. So yes, we are huggers, but I think in this case, if she hasn't seen him in quite a while, it is a warm, maybe a longer hug of like, I haven't seen you in forever, but I'm still very mad at you.
Yeah, you told me to. Did you? I'm not gonna leave the rescue of my sister to the whims of teachers at a school.
Okay, you didn't think I could rescue myself?
Look, I fully believe that you are capable of rescuing yourself. I just thought maybe you would want some help.
You know, I would want help when I asked for help, but what I asked you to do was to go back to the school and wait for me there. But you know what? You haven't listened to me ever, so why should you listen to me now? Whose ship is this?
I think it's ours now.
Now? Whose was it?
I was working as a crewman for the Outlaw Obscura, and we needed a ship, and this one was small enough to be crewed with just a few people, so we borrowed it.
I want to take a quick look around. I see my friends looking to jump into this conversation, but real quick, I want to look around. Do I see anyone other than students crewing the ship?
No.
Okay.
Dominique isn't actually looking like she's trying to get on the conversation. She has gotten onto the other ship, but she's standing behind Furlos's brother and just grinning and locking eyes with Furlos and kind of...
I have refused to look at you at all. Also, how tall are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't actually even remember. Let me check. I do not have a height. I'm going to say I am... They tend to be pretty tall. 6'3". What the heck?
Okay. So we're a bit taller than you, but not much. But yeah, I aggressively avoid eye contact with you. I'm also aggressively making eye contact with my brother, so there's like laser focus going on.
Yeah.
It's like just above your waist.
It's so tiny. I'm
Riv?
probably like the middle. Like I fit right in the middle. I'm probably a little bit shorter than Dominique.
The version that everyone has in their heads of the party has changed drastically in the last 20 seconds.
Rivulet is suddenly pocket-sized.
Like Riv's always been just
been-
over 5 feet.
Yeah,
Like
Rivulet's
always been
pushing
pretty
that
short.
5 foot, like tippy toes.
Yeah. Whereas, yeah, Fairlos and Fro have always been as tall as you could pretty much be without moving into another size category. We're also very wide. We are chunky cats, so yeah.
Key cat.
Charles is gonna raise a finger up. I mean, to our credit, we did rescue Captain Grimtooth.
That is very good to know. I have not turned to look at Charles, by the way. I'm still aggressive eye contact with my brother. That's very good to know.
Which wouldn't have happened if we hadn't have stolen a ship.
Okay, so everybody here knows that you stole a ship.
Yeah.
I mean, that...
But we stole it from Steelers, so it's fine.
Wait, who did you steal it from?
The Outlaw Obscura.
This is the moment that I finally stop making eye contact and like move so everybody. Everybody, this is my brother. My brother, this is my friends who are very capable of taking care of themselves and me. Thank you very much.
I don't know. I think I could use some rescuing.
Dominique.
That's dog water, and you know it.
It's good to keep you on your toes, though. Builds character. Hello, Charles.
I find this conversation to be slightly uncomfortable. Charles? Yes. Hi.
I
Where-
apologize. I did not mean to make you uncomfortable.
As this is happening, I just kind of want to look around at these folks and just see if I can get any sense of what's going on with them. Any sort of any vibes? Are there vibes happening
Vibe check?
here? Vibe check. Vibe check on the random people from school who just showed up in the middle of the ocean.
I will say because we covered some checks last at the end of the last session that kind of covered the relationships each of these people have.
Then
Rivulet,
can may I get a little more specific then about
Yeah.
what I'd like to look for? Part of the vibe check is really looking at the ship and seeing if there are things that signify where they might have been, if there are things that don't mesh with the stories we're being told.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, just kind of like, is there
Roll an
stuff
insight.
that's off? I was trying. Okay, I can. Yeah.
You want to do investigation instead?
I
Was
was
that
trying
what
to
you
go
were
perception actually, but I can go insight. That's good. Is good. It's okay. I don't know if good. Okay.
See, it seems
14.
like everything they're saying matches with what they're talking about. You can tell that this was, this. I mean, they've only stole it like less than a day ago, if a day ago.
Okay.
So there's like, and it's obvious that this was crewed by other people who perhaps were a little bit less put together than these students are at some
Okay.
previous point.
How
But
about something like fluid without nature? Darn it.
Like a cleric
mind.
without religion, you know? It's one of those things.
Yeah.
Have any of us
Yeah.
heard
I mean, what I
of
was gonna
the-
ask. I'll still ask about it.
Well-
Because it's from home. It's not a super weird thing to ask about. Kind of looking at any barnacles on the ship. Just sort of getting a sense of where this might have been, what kind of water, is different things live in
That's-
warm water versus cold water.
that's absolutely true. That's
And that's something
Give it a
I'll make a
survival?
case that I might recognize that. Sure.
that feels like a survival check. Make a survival check.
Do any of
Not
us
good.
recognize the name of that organization?
6.
Yeah,
The
the
Outlaw
Outlaw
Obscura?
Obscura. Yeah, no, like the ship that we have.
Oh,
Yeah, them.
that just clicked. Okay.
yeah.
They
them.
pirates.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So
I'm pretty.
like to that point, Estequette is going to say, given the former status of our own current ship, I don't know if we can afford to be so judgmental's not the right word, but
It's okay. Judgmental is what I'm being. No, the difference
Okay.
is there's a
Judgmental
lot.
is what you always are.
That's true. Well, you know what? I have good judgment. I'll continue once Rivulet's done.
I didn't do well. I got 6.
Yeah, the check. Hard to tell. I mean, really, that's the. You're looking at it. It's like it pops in your head. This would be a good thing to check, and then you look down at it, and you're like, I'm not. I don't know if I'm sure if I have enough information in my head to actually answer this question.
Can I give her advantage, having seen Rivulet looking over the side of the ship and also being a...
How would you do that? I'm not against it.
No, that's
How?
fine. I see her looking over the side of the ship, and I kind of walk over, and Dominique says, "What are you looking at?"
I was just curious about the different barnacles and any sort of scratches, just if it might be from different places. If there's anything we could tell about where this has been.
Well, let's see. And I will attempt to rule out anything that I'm familiar with to sort of narrow what she has to consider.
This sounds less like an advantage roll and more like you making the same roll.
Okay. And
Then
it's
I
survival.
will give the very, very small amount of information I have, and I'll give you some guidance on that.
And it's
We've gone.
survival.
Ironically, we've gone circular here. You giving her that assistance is enough to give her advantage on the check.
Oh,
That's
okay.
funny. First roll is 17 plus D4. So 18. Second roll is 16, so that'd be a 17. So 18.
that's enough for you to determine, and this actually helps. This actually makes sense a lot for you, both specifically being, underwater originally. You have a lot of familiarity with this. This ship has been sailing primarily in the Sun-Dappled Isles waters, so around here.
I can tell you this, it's not Brescian. Does this... And she'll kind of look over the rail to the side of their ship. Does it look like the same sort of animal life?
Wait, I thought this was for their ship specifically.
Yeah, this is for their ship.
Right,
That's what
I'm
asking.
comparing it to ours.
Oh, to ours.
Gotcha. Okay.
But before
yeah.
we, can I just quickly ask, is the school is in the Sun-Dappled Isles?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, and your ship has similar growths on the bottom that will give you, you're not sure. You can never be sure with this kind of a question. But looking at it, you would bet if you had money to put down, you'd bet that this was correct. That
I
this,
immediately
these are
dive
around
over
here.
the side of the boat and look for the rune on the glyph on this ship.
Oh,
Ah, well, there is in fact another rune at the bottom of this ship.
I'm gonna draw a middle finger in the middle of that one too, to break it up.
No need. Yeah, you just need to mar it. So
Yeah.
it doesn't take much difficulty to do so. It shatters off of this ship and it is gone.
I'm gonna glance over at the other students and kind of everyone make eye contact with and say, "Thank you for coming. I don't blame you for any of this. My brother can be very persuasive when he wants to be, which is usually all the time, especially when he has a very bad idea. So I at least thank you for that." I'm gonna turn back to my brother. You and I need to have a talk about several things, and we definitely need to do what I think already Dominique is starting to do, which is make sure that the previous owners of this boat don't come looking for it. But I think before we get into all of that, and I'll look back at my friends, at this point I'm assuming once Dominique comes back on up, we should go talk to Captain Grimtooth. Professor Grimtooth. We should go talk to him.
I can tell you right now, the raccoon folk is going to speak up. I can tell you right now, the captain's downstairs, but he ain't talking. He's been out of it since we picked him up in the ocean an hour and a half ago. I think he's been floating for a day and a half. Not,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, we basically, I mean, we had no idea what happened to him once we woke up in the belly of a ding-dang kraken.
I'm sorry to you, and Wilhelm's going to speak up. You said you woke up in a kraken?
Yeah.
Can we possibly see it?
Maybe.
I mean, we have to go back to Frog Village.
We don't even have to go back to Frog Village. We washed up on the shore, so we could just go back to shore.
Right, I'm saying we have to go back to the island anyways, so we can come on from where we came out of the Kraken and go up.
Elizabeth, the satyr. I would like very much to see the Frog Village, though.
It is amazing.
That sounds amazing.
You really do want to see it. The inhabitants are wonderful people, very friendly. There's a frog in a wizard hat.
We have to go see it.
Oh, speaking of which, this is Reginald.
Charles,
And did Reggie come on over with it?
He's with the.
He stays on my shoulder.
Yeah.
With
He's
his
just riding
knife.
around now. He's just riding around now.
I need artifact.
Charles looks over at the frog. So y'all had a little bit of an adventure, is what I'm picking up.
That is an understatement.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, by the way, to all of you. You have graduated.
Oh?
Or
What?
you aced your class, rather. You aced your class. You
I
stole
don't-
a boat.
Oh yeah! I wasn't even thinking about that. That's awesome. We don't have to go to sailing class anymore.
I don't know if that's exactly how that works, but that is.
No, it is. Remember at the beginning, it's not said at the beginning of our sailing class, but they said it's in the syllabus. It says if you steal a pirate ship, you automatically pass your sailing classes.
Is it really?
It really is.
Wait, theft gives you a passing grade?
At
When
the
it's theft from
adventuring-
bad people.
At the Mystic
when it's-
Mariners Academy? Yes.
And
But
when
how
it's
do we
theft from
define
bad people. That is a great question, and I really should have thought about that before I said it because I knew you would ask. But Esco is so fond when she says that.
And what is possession?
It's
Pull
9
out
cents
my
of the
viol
law, I
and start
think.
playing.
If you'll excuse all of you, I'm gonna go check on the captain in case there's something that I can do with our newfound knowledge from what we just came through, and I'm gonna go downstairs and go looking for the captain.
Absolutely. Let's move you to that map briefly.
Also, I
Yeah.
have a technical question before I do anything while I'm down here.
me.
We leveled up, yay!
Yeah.
Are we actually
Yay.
leveling up when we get the long rest, or are we doing the
No.
level up?
In my
Okay.
games, my games, when I say you level up, not only does that happen, but you also get the benefits of a long rest.
Oh,
Hey.
Okay, good.
it's
So
straight
not
up the video
narratively.
level up.
Not narratively, so like you still need to sleep, but
Right.
mechanically,
but as far
it's a video game level up.
it is basically yes.
as excellent, because I was also going to double check if we got the spell slots that come with the level up. But having-
Well, that answers that question.
that answers that question. Perfect. I'm gonna go down, and I would like to examine Captain Grimtooth with a eye for some of the radiation issues that we've been dealing with.
Make a medicine check.
Okay.
Is anybody else coming down as well, by the way?
I'm gonna
I'm curious.
let Furlos handle it, and anyone else who wants to go down. I'm just gonna play the viol on the top deck.
I heard rivulet.
I'm curious about what happened to the captain, so yeah, I think I would probably head
would go too.
downstairs.
All right.
I would appreciate the help because this isn't necessarily my strong suit. I got a 13.
Hard to tell, but maybe it was the same. Maybe he was radiated.
And do I see any obvious wounds?
No.
So yeah, as you all come downstairs, I'm gonna put my hammer down, head up, basically on the deck next to the captain. Gently pick up his giant bugbear paw, put it on top of my hammer, put my hand on top of there, and I'm gonna try casting Lesser Restoration on him to see if that also helps.
It does not.
Okay.
Oh, you
Well-
know what? Real quick, because this is something I missed. If you were checking, even with a 13 medicine check, you would have pulled out your little teller reader to see if he was radiated.
Oh, I thought Essequa had that, but
I'm here now.
She's
Yeah.
here.
He's downstairs too.
Yeah. And that reader would tell you that he is not irradiated.
Okay.
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 Oh.
So then I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah.
I mean, truly, he might just. I mean, if he's been floating in the ocean for basically since we woke up or prior to us waking up, he might just be exhausted.
Dehydrated, hungry, too much
That's
sun.
Well, and they only picked him up about an hour and a half ago, so he's a pretty sturdy individual. I'm hoping he's gonna be okay, but Essequa, thanks to that reading, at least we know that he wasn't a part of the whole radiation problem.
Yeah, thank goodness.
He's gonna have a lot of questions when he wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
At some point, we should probably come up with a game plan. Who we're talking to, and in what order, and what we're telling people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like, how much of this do we want to? Yeah.
I'm not sure if I have any answers for that. All I know is we just found out a lot of incredibly important information, and making sure figuring out who needs to know, who should know, and how to tell them is very important. And we should probably also figure that out, at least with the folks upstairs. How much are we telling them right away?
Well, I think we can definitely tell them at the very least that I told them that we were eaten by a kraken and the kraken died and washed up on shore.
I feel like Riv is holding on to the things that have like the deep implications. It's the same way that you kind of just wouldn't want to tell anyone that aliens had landed, like that you'd found proof of alien life. You would want to wait for the people who knew how to handle that. So I think Riv is holding on to the bigger universal bits that we discovered to until I can get back to the philosophy department and the people that can kind of grapple with those existential facts.
Well, I think we could play it like this. We were attacked by a kraken that met an unfortunate end, washed up on Mount Chicken Island shore. We were assisted by Mount Chicken Island individuals who needed help with a little pirate issue. The pirates had absconded with some of their friends, and we assisted the Frogtown folk with that, defeated the pirates, claimed their ship as ours, and we don't really need to mention anything else.
I think for now that makes the most sense. I'd rather not lie to people, but I think this is important enough to hold some of that information that Rivulet was talking about close to the chest. We should make sure that Dominique knows, and that... Oh my God, why do I never remember her name? Abelina knows.
Perfect timing for a hilarious sitcom jump cut to the top deck.
Yeah, fingers are crossed here right now.
Where Dominique is Dominique and Reginald on your shoulder are generally being asked a bunch of questions. I believe, yes, the satyr can speak to Reginald, and everybody else is kind of asking Dominique. Let's go back up to the top deck real quick. Let's move you on the maps.
Y'all left me alone.
Now, the rest of you guys are. This is happening whilst you guys are having the discussion about how close to the chest you'd like to keep things. So, Dominique, what happened?
Well, we were out sailing. We were.
You're muted.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. It's okay. I forgot I muted myself since I wasn't in that encounter.
That's fair.
We were sailing. We had just started the lesson. We were getting ready to figure out what to do, and there was suddenly a kraken, and it attacked the ship, and there was chaos. And the next thing I knew, I was in the belly of a kraken with the most capable group that one could hope for. We managed to get out. And then, let's see, we ran into some pirates, we went to Frog Village, and eventually we came into possession of the ship.
Elizabeth is getting the attention of the frog and being like, "You are so cute." And he goes, "Well, I think I quite like you. You wouldn't happen to be a princess, would you?" No?
Trying so hard.
Bless him.
Oh, well, I still quite like you.
So what did
and
you do? How did you come across your ship?
Well, Wilhelm's gonna speak up. Well, see, Charles over there said he wanted to bring. We went to the school. Well, I mean, we were at school, but we were in the school and we were talking to the headmaster. Headmaster said that since they weren't sure where you guys had gone down, they were going to start running some sort of divination magics to get a hold of your location so that they could make best use of their resources. But Charles over there said he wasn't going to wait for it, and he went down to the docks and he met your friend's brother here, and your friend's brother over here. They got together, I guess, and I went and got Thalric, and Elizabeth's volunteered, and we just went ahead and stole one of these here ships, and we started heading out. We've been making circles because he didn't have any directions other than to go back home. So we just went in circles, and we happened to come across Grimtooth, really close to here, but out in the ocean. And then we were like, well, I mean, I bet that island over there might have them. And next thing you know, we found you.
What, did he say anything after you picked him up?
No, he was conscious when we got him, but he wasn't very conscious for very long once he was laid down in a bed to rest.
If
we ain't been
anyone
able
can
to
help him, it's that group of women.
And that's the point where I come back upstairs and like, there's nothing I can do right now.
Then I guess no one can help him.
People can help him, but
I
think
could try to talk to him in a very subtle way.
I think he's just exhausted.
Yeah, and I think
yeah.
Let him sleep.
the raccoon folk fella is going to speak up and go. And I think honestly, if we can't, if together we can't come to any kind of agreement on how to heal him up, it might just be time, or we might need the people at the school who are way better at all of this than we are.
Yeah, we need some actual healers who've got a lot of experience. But at least for the moment, he seems stable.
Yeah, we could get the school doctor. She'd probably be able to handle it better than any of the rest of
Probably.
us. Or the high priestess.
Question: Does anything seem like poison related on it? As we're
No. So
Okay.
here was the 13 was enough for you to not, or enough for Furloughs to make a sort of like, maybe they're the same thing because the radiation was causing exhaustion, and so did treading in water for a day and a half. So like, same end result, different cause.
Okay.
So I can at least confirm for you it's not poison. But yeah. No, I think
Figured it was worth a check.
always.
Ever know?
Always. Okay. Well,
I was telling them the incredibly boring story of how we came into possession of a boat. Apparently, theirs was much more interesting. I mean, we had an adventure and we were inside a kraken, but they were in the middle of a very populated area.
Oh, shoot. 1 second. And Elizabeth pulls out a stone, which you guys recognize as a sending stone. Sends some sort of message and then puts it back in her pocket. Okay, so now the school knows that you guys have been rescued, so they won't have to send out any more rescue ships.
Oh, that's good.
Did
Good
what
thinking.
she said? Did it sound like she actually was radioing the school, or was she speaking a different language? Like,
She
suspicious Jen wonders if she's actually calling for the backup of people we don't want to deal with.
One moment here.
I mean, that's fair.
The way I was working this is that when she did her sending, she didn't speak out loud. She just thought it across the sending stone.
Touched it to her head and it
You
glowed.
can do that either way. I mean, you can say your message out loud if you want to,
Valid.
but it's not a
If
necessary
it was not
part.
spoken, then I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I'm not
obviously-
telepathic, so
Yeah.
Jen had
Got a
to play for
couple-
several years with a cleric who had sending who said everything out loud. So I think I think we're just used
I'm
to
very
that.
used to sending stones being spoken walkie-talkies.
That's useful for players for sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
While everyone is kind of getting reacclimated and probably chatting and stuff, I'm going to cast a glance to Essequa and kind of subtly and slowly make my way below deck.
I'll just go. No preamble. Like everybody's like starting to mingle, and it's like it sounds like everybody is kind of like satisfied with the current way events have been revealed, and if everybody's just kind of like going back to whatever it was they were doing, I don't think it's going to be too out of the ordinary if I just walk off.
Yeah, there's plenty. I mean, there's a lot of people on this deck. There, it's not hard for two people to slip away to briefly without being missed.
I will also help with that because I'm going to once again engage with my brother and try to probably bully him into doing things. But I don't know if we want to follow the two of them first.
Let's do them first. Yeah.
Okay.
Once Essequa comes in, if we want to know more about him, I think I can pierce into his thoughts.
About the captain? Wait, which captain?
Grimtooth?
Okay. Why do we want to know more?
I'm concerned about why he's unconscious, given the circumstances we were under. If he saw something that we didn't, we could be ready for it.
Oh. You mean, like, what he saw, like his version of the Kraken attack? Got it. I was really confused because you seemed so suspicious. And he's our captain. I was so befuddled by that.
I didn't want to set the others off, the other ship.
Oh no, that's fair. I mean, here's the thing. I am also curious about this, but I am more comfortable waiting for him to wake up and then maybe helping him with that,
All right.
Like, once he's recovered and we ask, and of course we're gonna ask him what happened. But
Yes.
if he has difficulty remembering, I'd feel a little bit better about asking him to help him bring those thoughts forward than just doing it while he's unconscious.
That's fair. I was worried it was something time sensitive. Like there was someone controlling the Kraken that he saw, or something like that. But you do raise a good point. He is our captain, and invading his mind might be a little intrusive.
All things equal, though, I do agree with you that once he's fully recovered, like, obviously we don't want to be in his face the moment he opens his eyes. But once he's feeling a little bit better, I think we should ask, because how many Kraken attacks happen like that
How
around
many
here?
Krakens are that big?
Yeah. Hey, Sim, how many Krakens are that big and how often does this happen? Can I roll a dice to find that out?
It's a weekly thing. Just it's Tuesday.
The weekly
Kraken
Kraken
attack.
attack.
Yeah.
The neighbor
make
let his
a-
Kraken out without it being on a leash.
Kraken Day again. Did you remember to bring out the food for the Kraken?
You can
You know,
time it.
I
It's
know
like
I know
clockwork.
it's 11 o'clock at night, but it has to be out for the morning.
It's 11 o'clock. Do you know where
Make-
your Kraken is?
Make either, because it's not technically a beast, but it is beast-like, either a nature or an arcana check.
Ooh, okay. Those are both nice for me. I'm gonna lean into the arcana of it.
Because I believe they are monstrosities, unless I'm misremembering.
That's an 11.
The only insight that 11 is going to give you, and this is a genuine insight, that's actually kind of small for a Kraken.
Ah, okay. That's good. So yeah, Essex was thinking about this, and in my limited experience with Krakens, which really is just that one, and the ones that I've seen in books, that one was actually pretty small.
Really?
Yeah, they can get real big.
Are we sure that was a Kraken? I mean, I've never seen one before. Are we sure that wasn't just
That's fair. I've never
a
seen one
giant,
A giant
a
squid.
gargantuan squid?
You do not have to make a check. That was a Kraken.
Okay. Just making sure.
It's a
You're
good
good.
question. All right. Well, if
So
we...
baby Kraken, like life cycle wise,
juvenile Kraken, perhaps.
Actually, Rivulet's closer to it with baby Kraken.
Baby? That's a baby?
Yeah, and if that's the baby,
No, that's
where's its
that's,
mama?
Look, we did nothing to it. It was the.
I mean,
It had indigestion from the ship.
Well, the question is, what can we learn from that, about what can we extrapolate from that?
I mean,
That's
I
more.
would.
That's more your department as well. than
Yeah,
mine.
I'll hit the books when we get back. But I also does Reginald still have that chest that we found in the Kraken in his gullet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to like I just was reminded of it. We should
The anchor
probably
chest?
yeah, the anchor chest.
Yes, I have it.
Okay.
So then.
Would you like it?
Kind of.
I expect that noise every time something comes out of him.
And it pops out. It kind of flops slightly and rolls end over end onto the deck.
Oh boy.
Well, that's a particularly large item all at once. Is the reason why that noise came about. But fair enough.
Thanks. And you know what? I really don't know what I was expecting. I asked for it. Okay. I probably should have waited until we were back on our own ship. Now we gotta carry it.
I mean, I could always just eat it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then. We're good?
I think so. I mean, who is it? Elizabeth wants to go see the baby Kraken.
Right.
But other than that, I think we're good. We don't really need to go any further onto the island.
I mean,
Elizabeth
we should
wants
go
to go
to
see
Frog
Frogtown.
Island to let them
Oh,
know.
Elizabeth wants to go see Frogtown. Okay.
And I think they need to know that it's safe.
Also,
At
the
least-
bodies of their friends and
Yes.
Oh, right. We did just leave directly from that island and not go back to Frogtown.
you also said you were going to give Bigger Frog back his journals.
We did. That's right. We said a lot of things that I forgot.
Yeah, these aren't necessarily things you have to do, but I'm just giving you the rundown of the things that.
Look,
Personally.
I need to maintain my relationship level meter with the people of Frogtown, so we have to do this.
Yeah. All right. Well, we should probably head back up onto the deck and
That's fair.
do that.
So when you get back up on the deck,
Yeah.
as I watch the three of you kind of head downstairs. All right, I'm gonna look back at my brother. You need to take Grimtooth back to the school. We need to make the stop in Frogtown before we go back because we promised that we'd do a whole bunch of things, including let them know some of the stuff that we found out. But Grimtooth can't wait. So why don't you and she'll reluctantly look around, your crew, take him on back. I'll go let Abelina know, and maybe she'll come with you, maybe she'll go with us. I don't know. And we gotta head back to Frogtown to finish things up. Now, if you and everybody want to go see the remains of a Kraken that have already been divvied up for steaks, long story, I can give you directions and you can swing on by and take a look from the ship. But you, now that everybody is safe, you should take him back to the school.
I kind of want to see Frogtown too.
Well,
I-
after you all get back from delivering him to safety, we can all go make a trip later. But for now, it's important that we deliver some information to Frogtown. You deliver him to a healer.
That's fair. We could probably make do with. Well, I mean, this ship is crewable by 2 people. We'll send some people on your ship over.
Well, if
It's a short
Elizabeth-
trip back, so
It is. I was just gonna say that if Elizabeth wants to see Frogtown, Abelina's had a bit of a harder time of it here than we have, so maybe we could just swap.
that'll do.
That's up to Abelina, but absolutely. I don't
I'm
know
not
if
gonna.
she's-
I'm not gonna volunteer Abelina, but it's up to her.
Fair enough. And with that, instead of going in too many circles here, let us just say that Abelina switches over. Elizabeth comes over onto your ship.
Can I
Um,
real quick and we don't have to play it out, but I'd like to go on over to the ship, fill Abelina in on everything, and then just very quietly be like, try to avoid talking about anything you saw on the island with all the radiation. We're waiting to talk to some professors about that.
Okay. All right.
You don't have to lie to anybody. Just talk about the Kraken.
You don't trust
enough.
these people? I mean...
No, I trust them with my life. I also trust them to head first into something that they don't know. Okay, I trust my brother with my life. I also trust him to go rushing in and not know what's going on. And we found out a lot of information that needs to be carefully taken care of. So we want to make sure that the right people are going on in first. That's all. It's their safety.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Does she seem like she's gonna actually...
Insight check.
Yeah.
Don't trust her.
It's a 21.
Okay. This isn't malicious, but she is definitely the kind of person who would be seeking the approval of others in this current time and place. As a new student at the academy, with maybe not the best reputation.
Can I come in and help with this? May I approach and... Is that okay?
Yeah,
Lauren,
if you'd like
to join in on this?
That's probably for the best, because I think at this point, I think you probably come in as she's answering, and Fairlos, you can see on her face, she's got that squinty-eyed, I'm reading you look, and is getting ready to be intimidating. So this is probably for the best that you're coming on in.
So I'd like to come in and sort of, because I know she's new, I'm going to start talking about the different ways that the different groups at school work. And, you know, the best way in, if you really want to fit in, and I'm not all of this is totally true, but, like, you know, the groups you really want to be in with really appreciate the ability to, like, keep secrets, because, you know, it sort of is like sort of sorority, like, you know, it's if you can keep the group secrets, that's something that's really valuable. And every group sort of has their own little special things that are unique to the group, and nobody really knows it other than the group. It's a little special bonding thing.
She's gonna light up. She's gonna light up and be like,
webs
"Wait, are you
here a
saying
little
that
bit.
I'm in your group?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Certainly.
Make a deception check from the witness.
Yes, please. I'm sorry. Did you say with?
Actually, it's
just said-
deception or persuasion. Make a deception.
No,
check
deception.
or persuasion.
Deception, please.
I'll say Fairlos is being honest about the yes, but it's more of a yes, now keep
What?
up your side of the
No,
deal kind of thing.
no. You know
Yes.
what? I'm gonna burn my inspiration here to
Okay.
make this not that. That's my best stat, and I
Yeah, you hate that when you
Flunk
roll
right.
low on the thing you're supposed to be good at. Yeah.
finally I wonder.
Guidance
That's
yourself.
not that much better. That's a 14. Still, that's a bad
Did you
bad times.
guidance yourself?
I guess I don't really love lying. Well, I don't mind. I don't mind the half truths of things, but you know, this isn't from a perspective of that there could be really a kernel of truth that I can sort of latch onto philosophically. This is really just purely, a lot of it is stuff that I actually am not involved in at all.
That's fair.
So I don't have all of the tools wise. It's a 14.
This is not great. I was about to say, before we make any sort of like determinations, you roll a 14. I have to roll insight. So let's do that.
Aha.
Is it not going to roll? Oh, it's rolling physical dice again. Thank you.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
What just happened? Hang on.
I'll say with that 24, she probably knows that I'm being honest, but I'm also getting ready to be very serious about things. If that helps.
Okay. Yep.
Listen, we're not asking you to lie. We're asking you just hold off on telling a bunch of people.
Just discretion. Look, and now I'm being 100% truthful. Look, we have information that in the wrong hands is dangerous.
Tell everybody about your epic escape from the Kraken. Tell everybody about how you helped a whole bunch of people get away from some awful pirates who were doing some awful things. That is all true, and that is all epic. And just wait on everything else.
Oh, okay.
Too much information of the wrong type at the wrong time is more dangerous than an army.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, my brother is very dangerous and is an army. Anyway, it's up to you whether you want to stay on this ship or go back to the other ship. They're going to go back and deliver Grimtooth and make sure that he's going to be okay. We're going to
I want to go
on...
home, but you've scared me a lot about this ship. So...
We're not trying to scare you. It's just...
You watch as Fairlo shifts a little bit.
Well,
she might be trying to
Fairlos.
She doesn't say anything.
I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to let you know that, we understand the significance of what we have discovered here, and there are people who are much better equipped to handle this information, like philosophy professors, say, or the professors who teach different types of magic than the people who are aboard our sailing vessels and teach us sailing.
Or approved clerical technicians.
Approved clerical technicians.
Or the high priestess or the physics teacher. I understand.
So
Right.
we're saving this information to share with them so they can figure out the best way to share it with everyone
Right.
else.
This
It
information
feels like
is
the
valuable, and I should keep it to myself, is what you're saying.
No, this information is valuable, and if the wrong people find out about it, a lot of people are going to get hurt. And that
Absolutely.
That's the
includes
part.
my brother, who will want to just rush into things.
And that could include us. And I'm
So-
including you in us.
Absolutely. Yep.
And that's not
okay.
that's not a threat. I'm not trying to frighten you. I'm just trying to
You're not trying,
tell
but you
the
are succeeding.
stakes. Okay, I'm trying to tell you the stakes, and the way that we keep that from happening is we keep this amongst us.
Okay. Yes. Absolutely. Like I've been saying for a while now. Yes. I'm with you.
What is the vibe I'm getting back from her on that?
Make an insight
She
check.
saw through me trying
Yeah.
very badly to lie, but now we've been really honest with her.
Yeah. Give me an insight check. Actually, before you do that, roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
Yep. I'm probably not really helping, as I'm really kind of doing an
18?
intimidation.
Now roll an insight check.
15.
You might have gotten through to her.
Okay. I also did catch, though, when she said this information is valuable. There was just a brief moment of like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that
That's
was
who she
intentionally
is.
said. Yes.
that's who she is. And that clicked for Riv.
Question.
Yep.
Could I be listening to this conversation?
I think this is happening on the
From
other
outside.
boat.
Well, I'm saying from outside.
I would say if we're gonna include you now, it would be like maybe the
No,
last
I don't
20
want
seconds.
to come into the scene. I'm just
Yeah.
future
What I'm saying
plans.
is you could have been listening to maybe the last 30 seconds or so of the
yeah,
conversation.
that's all I need.
And if it helps, I'll be at least letting you all know what happened.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you head on over to the other boat? I'm gonna go on over there and figure out who's going where and on what ship and try to convince my brother to go back to the school like he was supposed to do the first time. And I'll turn and
Elizabeth is talking to Thalric before she leaves the other ship about something in kind of a hushed tone. And if you guys don't investigate that, she will switch ships. Thalric will go talk to Charles, and then you guys can separate and go your separate ways.
I would like to investigate that actually, because I'm still over there having. I have
okay.
not crossed over to our ship yet, so I would
Okay.
like to
So
I want to
go
feel
ahead and
included.
make a perception check.
Okay. That is a 16.
She's asking Thalric if he thinks that, and to be clear here, I said this last time, but I'll remind y'all, Thalric and Wilhelm are very, very good friends of Charles.
Mm-hmm.
She is asking Thalric if he thinks Charles would like to go with her to Frogtown.
Aw.
But as I said, the sequence of events is Thalric goes to touch Charles, and then Charles leaves with this ship to the back to Avalon.
Got it.
Okay, so Charles is going back with the
Mhm.
other ship.
Elizabeth is coming with you. Abelina is coming with Charles. So you're basically switching Elizabeth.
Yeah,
out.
Elizabeth was trying to make this a date.
Yeah.
I mean, respect. I get it. I
Right.
don't want to. This is more. I want to make sure I'm putting the right people in
Yep.
the right place, including my brother. So thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, as you're about to leave, Fro's like, "Listen, you can be mad at me all you want, but I want to be clear here. I would have probably stolen a boat anyway, but I wasn't the one who came up with the idea."
Are
I
you
can
sure
believe-
about that?
I can believe that. Like, no insight needed. I can absolutely believe that.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Wilhelm told the story of what happened to Dominique, which you guys didn't get a chance to hear fully. And in that story, Charles is the one who came up with the idea to steal the boat.
Mm-hmm. I can absolutely believe it. I mean, like, I think of the four of us, I have a little bit more of a closer relationship with Charles.
Yeah,
So I
you and
can-
him, you
I
and
can
him are
absolutely
wizards in arms.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I can absolutely believe that.
Well, but you didn't fight too hard against that idea, did you?
Oh, I'd have stolen it anyway, but
Yeah.
I didn't come up with the idea, so that counts for something at least.
If it makes you feel any better, sure. But I'm still happy to see you, but I'm still very annoyed to see you. Come on.
I'll be safe. I'll see you at the school. Because like now I have to find a new job.
Oh wait, this is Fro?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought he was coming with us. Sorry.
no, Fro's leaving.
Okay. Perfect.
You're only switching Abelina and Elizabeth. So
Okay.
all right, let's move you guys
I would
to.
like, when Abelina is switching ships, I'm going to help her cross. And as we're doing that, just real quietly, I'll tell you what. You keep our secret, and we keep yours. No one needs to know what you did on the boat.
I think they already know. They were there.
No, these people weren't. The school wasn't. We'll
No.
watch each other's back, like friends.
No, because Charles and Wilhelm, Thalric, and Elizabeth were all in the ocean pretending to be the things when I ran and screamed and embarrassed myself. I had forgotten about that.
Let me talk to them. We'll see if it's already spread.
It also wasn't just them, but okay.
Well,
Now
how
I'm worried about
this?
that.
How about this? How about we talk about how brave you were on the island? We put in a good word for you and counteract the crap.
You think they'd believe it?
I can be very persuasive. You've
Okay.
seen me.
Make a persuasion check. Which I believe your current minimum is 18.
Yeah.
Bards.
Persuasion.
Eloquence bards.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some truth in that too, though.
So
She did a really good job.
26.
Yeah, and I don't think any of us blame
Oh wait,
her
no,
for, like,
because I clicked on that. It is an 8. Oh wait, no, because yeah, I rolled a 10, so 18.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
none of us blame her for like fleeing a kraken. That's total. And then she
Right.
didn't like. She was trying to help people when we found her. So all that's true.
Exactly. So that's to her credit.
Yeah.
All right, let's move you guys to Frogtown.
What was her reaction?
You'd have to do insight to see for sure if you've convinced her. Hard to
9.
tell.
Oh wait, no, that's not on that. Yeah,
All right.
Abelina. If you want to make friends, this is how you make friends. All right. You have to have people trust you if you want them to be your friend.
Okay. You guys are kind of weird.
We are concerned about what will happen to the people in Frogtown.
I know, but everyone's telling me about how important trust is and secrets and everything. Are you guys in a cult?
If we were, would you want to join?
Kind of.
Let me talk to the others. I'll see what we can do. All right?
Okay. All right.
And when we get back, if you need something, you come find me. We're shipmates.
That definitely sounds like a cult. All right.
Well, then we will have to name the cult when we get back. Start brainstorming.
I'm gonna be the one who has a completely normal interaction with Abelina as she leaves and says, "See you when we get back."
Thank
Bye.
you.
Did I do something?
No.
We had a very strong conversation with her before she went back.
I had one more gentle. It was very gentle
okay.
for me, I have to say. I'm very proud of myself. I
Listen.
barely threatened her at all.
Same.
I think we're growing. We've matured.
Essiquid knowing what barely means to both Fairlos and Dominique is now concerned.
Basically bookends of the same problem.
Yeah.
Exactly. And these bookends are squishing Abelina very uncomfortably.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you
I
guys...
will give Fro directions to the beach where the Kraken is so that they can do a quick swing by to see it before they leave, and then I'll say that I'll see him back at the school before I go. But yeah. And then to the Frog Town.
To Frogtown.
To Frog.
All right. You guys will be coming. You know what? We're not going to bother where you guys are coming in. You guys are going to... Let's start you off in front of where you guys currently are. So in front of Big Frog. Or I'm sorry, Meg Frog.
And I think, I know, well, actually, I wouldn't say anything because I know that Bigger Frog being a large portion of this island would feel someone new coming in with us.
Oh my god, hi! You brought friends!
Well, just one friend, but yeah.
All friends are good friends.
This is
Hi.
very true.
I'm Meg. And Elizabeth just goes, "This is amazing.
Isn't it?
I love this. Hi, I'm Elizabeth. Hi! Oh wow! So much fun! Oh, how did it go?
It went very well.
We successfully defeated all the pirates. I'm gonna, like, my eyes are so wide.
Could we talk?
Did you stop the radiation?
Could we talk to you and Bigger Frog while our friend takes a tour of the village?
Yeah, hey, Elizabeth, you gotta go to Grog in Your Throat. It's amazing. They have this so shimmery, like, alcoholic thing.
I tell you what, you all go talk to Bigger Frog. And
I'll take her. I'll take her if
You
you'd
will?
all
Oh.
like to stay.
Thank you.
And the frog hops off of your shoulder onto her shoulder. I'm going to show you the best drinking spot in town. It's also the only drinking spot in town, but
By virtue, that makes it the best.
of course. All right, let's go.
Perfect. Once she's out of earshot, I'll look at all of you and say, thank you. That was very smooth. I appreciate it.
Did I miss something?
She doesn't know about what we were dealing with, and we're trying to make sure that we talk to you first, because it's going to directly affect you.
Oh, so I shouldn't wake up my dad because his voice is heard all across the entire island.
Oh, he can't whisper?
I mean,
Not
even
really.
if he did.
Not very well. He can whisper, but everybody hears that too.
I think it's important that he hear this, and maybe we just start the conversation by saying that we're about to say things that we would appreciate he did not repeat, so that not everyone hears it before he has a chance to make some decisions.
Okay, but I can't control what he says when he wakes up, so...
That's
Actually-
totally fair.
Actually, I can handle it.
Okay. Hey, Dad!
And then eyeball.
DM,
Uh-oh.
what I would like to do is cast message continuously.
Yeah, I had a
And-
feeling you were going to do a message trick
Yeah,
there.
and basically be the medium for the conversation back and forth, so
was
everybody
already
can
in my
still
head, so-
converse.
You're good.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Ooh.
who wants to explain?
Who awakens me? Oh, it's you again.
Bonjour.
Hello.
Hello.
So, how did things go? Did you handle the...
Over message. We are going to have to communicate this way because there are people on the island who we do not want to know the situation until the conversation is finished.
You're going to have to explain that one to me.
There is a student here from our school, and
Okay.
we don't want her getting back and telling everybody about what we found, but we need to fill you in
Why?
because it's going to directly affect your village.
Well, protect the village, or I'll move away.
Well, this is more than just your village. It's we found some information out that is going to affect the entire world. And then I'm gonna look over at Essica or Rivulet or Dominique.
Did you deal with the curse?
Yes.
And at this point, we're doing the message trick.
Yeah,
Or
we have the whole time.
no, not until now. But
Oh. Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
The
I thought you were
I,
already
yeah,
doing
my
it. Yeah,
my
Goblin
understanding
had-
was I was starting with
you would
that.
you would need to
Yeah.
actually give me a like what was the introduction to tell him not to say anything. What was
That's okay.
your
He hasn't said anything yet that
He said
would be a
radiation.
But
Or no,
No,
he
no,
said
no, that-
curse. Okay, we're
Yeah,
good.
he's a curse.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
Then from this
But I do need you.
Now-
If you're gonna message him, you do need to message him to let him like what is
Right.
the message you're sending?
Right. That's well,
The beginning of it. You don't have to do it the whole time. Just I need
the
to
whole
know where
time.
it
Okay.
starts.
We need to converse this way for the safety of well, everyone. So I will relay what they say, and relay what you say in response to them.
Wait, I mean, we can just kind of tell, like, as long as you tell us what he's saying, we can just speak normally.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's true. That is true.
Yes, that is true. All right, we'll do that.
Okay. So this is him speaking to you only then. So you dealt with the radiation problem? Does that mean you went down into the wait, hold on. How much of the computers did you access?
I relay everything he says to everybody, just so I don't have to do it each time.
Yeah, we're not I
Yeah.
just needed to get it started is
Yeah.
the important
Yeah.
part.
Most of it, all of it.
should we start at the beginning and just tell what we did?
Yeah.
Step
We
by
also
step?
don't have to reiterate it for, audience reasons and game reasons here, but
Right.
Yeah, because for at least as far as Fairlos is concerned, this is the person who needs to know everything. And I think the only thing
Yeah.
she won't include when she's talking is anything that happened with Rivulet when you disappeared.
Right.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
and we'll leave that up to Riv to include, but she'll
I
with
would
all of
probably
you.
not include that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
then, yeah,
otherwise-
we
yeah.
basically just kind of relay to him everything that happened and everything.
understandable.
Everything that we
Agree-
found out.
You mentioned that you've recovered the journals?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then he's gonna when you get to that point in the conversation, he's definitely gonna tweak onto that and be like, "Oh, can I have them back? Just put them on the." And he points to one of the little docks over there. Just put them over there real quick.
Yeah. I read through most of them, right? Like I've the
And it
knowledge.
depends on how much time you've had. I'd say
No, I haven't had a lot.
not
Well,
a lot.
So
She's-
the two
started while we were still in there. Though,
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
She? Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, she's definitely looked at some of them, but you
Okay.
guys haven't had downtime.
Right.
So, like, you know, whilst handling the sailing of a ship, maybe like between certain things, you've managed to pick up a few pages here and there. Thank you. And he teleports away. You watch them as they just disappear. Everything but one blank book. One of the blank notebooks. If you would like, you can have that. I get the inclination that a wizard of your caliber might find it useful.
Hey, yeah. Thanks.
I could do you a favor if you want.
Uh-huh.
Open up your spell book, lay it down next to the blank notebook.
I do so.
You watch as the glyphs and runes come out of your spell book and are transferred over into the indestructible notebook.
Indestructible?
Well, you know what I mean. It's not,
I know what you mean.
yeah.
Way more, way less likely to be destroyed.
It's a whole book of
Yes.
toilet paper. That's what we're looking at.
But yeah, I'll give you that custom magic item after the session. But you do now have as a
Yes!
spell book it's hard to just I'll write it down as hard to destroy spell book.
Near indestructible.
Very cool.
And a blank spell book, a normal blank spell book because the other one is now blank.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Never
wasn't a
hurts to have
copy.
a
It was a
backup.
transfer.
Yeah, it was a straight up transfer.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
That's neat. Oh man, we've got spell scroll paper now.
That's true, you do.
So then I picked them both up and I'm like, I need to get another holster. Thank you.
I don't really have any other boons to give you other than our hospitality, though. So
Listen, that's plenty.
Yeah, I don't think we weren't really expecting anything for this. This is awesome. This is a
Oh.
bonus.
We are sorry about what happened to the townsfolk that we were unable to save. As you probably well know, people should not go over there anytime soon. And that was kind of one of the big reasons we wanted to make sure you knew about this first and our teachers know about this next. Because between how dangerous that island is and the ramifications of what it is doing to the rest of the world, we want to be careful about who we tell.
Do you think it's possible? And I hope the answer is no, but the answer is almost certainly yes. Do you think it's possible that the pirates told other pirates about it?
Well,
100%.
most
I think
of the
we should assume yes.
Yes,
we can
but
always
most
ask-
of them are dead.
We could
And-
ask Cayman and Cass. They just came into town recently.
And on top of that, it is still very dangerous to go there. I believe the radiation levels are still high enough that anyone who goes without proper protection are not going to survive very long.
You said you can move the island?
I can move this half of the island away from the other island,
That
but
may not be a bad
I'm-
idea.
if I don't need to, I shouldn't, since I am mystically oath-bound to protect the other island.
You said something interesting. You asked about computers.
Yes?
You called it a curse, but you know about the computers?
I called it a curse because I was speaking out loud and I didn't want to.
Alright.
Yeah.
We appreciate the discretion.
Mm.
But there is a very good possibility there will be people from our school coming to check the place out. But
We'll set
your
up
protection is more important than just avoiding people dying from radiation.
I can set up a secondary dock for you guys. It might take me a little while, and I'll have to direct some of my people to do it. But yeah, I'll set up a secondary dock that doesn't have to necessarily go to Frogtown for you guys to come in and maybe set up research investigations. If the technology level outside of here has risen to the point where you guys can understand what's going on, it might be time to have more protection than just a giant frog.
Has it, or has it reverted since the fall of the Kasari
Oh,
Empire?
so he's just saying, from based on what you guys are talking about, the fall of the Kasari Empire was maybe like, imagine current day plus 50
Okay.
with Magitech instead of technology.
Hmm.
It collapsed into basically almost a Stone Age. Maybe not quite Stone Age, maybe a little bit beyond that, like Bronze Age. And then slowly you guys are up to about 1920s
Okay.
in technological, with some throwbacks that are older than that. Like your sailing ships are not metal ships, for example.
Mhm.
That not every technology, it's a little bit of, some things are more advanced, some things are less advanced. No such thing as germ theory because healing magic heals everything, that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, I think our primary concern was what would happen to you all here. But Frogtown has you, so that's not as big of a concern. But also, I guess we just wanted to make sure that it was okay with you that we told people about what we did or what was found here.
I would not
Because,
mind help.
okay, that is, I think now Essequa at least feels better about wanting to tell people. But yeah, if you want help, then yeah, we'll definitely tell people. Because like I said, we just wanted to make sure that you were okay with it. We didn't want people coming in here and stomping all over your back and just being really rude about it in their attempts to figure out what was going on here.
I'll definitely set up a place for your people to come in. If there's a lot of them, they're not all going to be able to come here anyway. So we'll set up some docks. I know a good spot.
Cool.
That'd be very much appreciated. Thank you.
DM
Now,
question.
Yes.
Um, we saw a bunch of other stations on the computer, right?
There were, yeah, well, you saw a bunch of other locations that the power was connected to. Is that what you're
Okay.
asking about?
Yeah. So I know we saw them in different
Mhm.
planes, but they also were on the map, like on this plane,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There was plenty of them that went to this place. In fact, many of them went to places that you would recognize from the known world, as well as to the back of the plate.
Is there any reason to suspect that the things that happened here are happening elsewhere?
No.
Okay.
In fact, with the volume of water that was passing through and the levels of power that the place was generating, your inclination is that this was a major power hub and that
Okay.
the connections to other locations were not other power plants, but rather places that were being supplied power by this power plant.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Which you also should remember, you guys all interrupted for about 30 seconds. So everywhere
Right.
else that was supplied to power had a hiccup.
It's, oh.
What?
Nothing that affects the immediate of this moment. Just something occurred to me that we should probably discuss later. If you are in agreement that it is in the best interest to bring people here, then we know what to do.
Well, I appreciate it. Do you guys want to stay the night, or do you want to head back now, or?
I think staying the night would be good. We should let our friend live the
I
life.
think, yeah, I think Elizabeth would really like that.
Fair enough.
It's
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Furlos. Your brother can only get into so much trouble.
That's true. There is an entire school ready to take care of him if necessary. I will say, I think part of the reason that I wanted to make sure that you knew, and I want to make sure that the right people know first, is because of everything that happened. Pirates, the power, this place. This is not going to stay a secret for long. And I don't think it needs to stay a secret. I would just prefer that the right people are ready to make sure that the wrong people don't get involved first. So, if that helps, we're not asking you to keep a secret or to lie. We just want to make sure the right people are involved at the beginning.
Understandable. Of course, I wouldn't lie even if you were asking me to, but I understand.
Well, we found out a lot of very important and confusing and
Terrifying.
that's a word for it. Yeah, I'm still kind of mulling over a lot of it in my head. Information that is relevant to everybody. So, caution.
Understandable. Well, get some rest, get some food, and then I guess you've got tomorrow.
Yay.
I'm going to go back to sleep now.
Enjoy
Okay.
your rest. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And when his eye closes again, we'll, I guess, look up at Meg and nod and start heading back out.
That was nuts. See you guys later.
Ava!
And I think it's
So-
a good time for our break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll load in the grog in your throat.
Awesome.
And I will go
Alright.
get some drinks that are not grog.
Yay!
Pick up your gear and open your chests. Throw on your armor and head out on a quest. Hey, hey. It's a brand new day. On the Sword Coast, your allies will help with blades and bows and magic as well. Hey, hey. Heroes on their way. Fighting forever against overwhelming odds. Fighting together in favor of multiple gods. Idle champions of the forgotten realms. Idle champions, adventure never ends. Idle champions, into one and end. Idle champions, you will say it again. Idle champions.
Ahoy hoy! Welcome back. Let's just really quickly go over our maps and music and tokens credits and then get right back into it. Cartography by Cheyenne Peku, cartography by Cheyenne Peku Sci-Fi, maps by Luke Stratton of Limithron, maps by Eightfold Paper, music by Tabletop Audio, and character tokens by Greek46.
And special
Alright.
thank you to Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Make sure to get the code, put it in your game, get a free Electrum chest, and this week's code is Soup Loof Case.
Souploof case. I like
The
it.
secret to verbal components. Just break any set of words into 4-letter
Into
chunks.
4
and
letters.
Yep.
You get spells.
Yep.
That's
Hi,
right.
great.
Billith. Oh, and
Alright,
thank you to Billith, who's our moderator.
Thank you.
Thank you, mods. We love
Thank you,
you.
Mod.
All
Also, we
mods.
didn't mention that we are now an affiliate, a Twitch affiliate.
We didn't mention that,
Yeah.
no. I
So
think
that's
what-
an exciting thing. So thank you to everybody who has been hanging out in chat and coming in and tuning in and supporting us. And
Why did that happen
happened.
so fast?
It
So
happened
fast.
really fast. So thank you all. You can now sub to the channel. You can use your Prime if you have a Prime subscription and want to join us without spending dollars.
Yeah.
Come do that, and shiny things are coming.
Which
All of the
is-
things
Because of
that
that.
Jen said, yes.
Exactly. Listen, as much as we may, whether you like Amazon or not, heck, use their money. You have free
Yeah.
money from them. Use it.
Yeah, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you have a free where you can subscribe to one Twitch channel. And if you'd like to support us, we'd very much appreciate it.
And if
And
not
then we
us,
can go support other artists who are making cool things.
Yeah.
Like
There you go.
maps.
But as
and
someone who
tokens.
does forget to use her Prime subscription, which is basically free money from Amazon, use the free money from Amazon.
Well, I mean,
All right,
you're
let's get back
paying
into it.
for it since you have Prime.
I mean, that's a philosophy thing that Rivulet can get into later.
What is
But
value?
what is money anyway?
Right.
What is ownership?
Money is a completely constructed,
I love
ridiculous system. Don't
Hold on,
make
I
me
love
go
the
on an
idea. No,
anti-capitalist rant,
I
'cause
love the
totally-
idea. You guys are sitting at a table in the tavern, and that's the opening for the scene. What is money anyway?
This is how Reveal gets out of paying for drinks.
It
That's a
is
great way to do it. What is money?
it is a necessary concept, Rivulet.
No, it's not.
Oh, what are you going to do?
Barter?
But
Or
what if
just
someone
work
doesn't
for
have
the
stuff
good
to
of a
offer?
society, because a society needs various things and everyone who can contribute can, but our worth is not tied to our productivity, and therefore we don't need to be compensating people for productivity because it sets up an artificial system. No, I'm not going to go there.
Who
Jen
is
is
it?
getting way more enthusiastic about this than I think Riv would. Back it up.
I don't know. I think Riv would probably be enthusiastic, but who
Riv
else?
may
Is
have had enough shimmer vodka to get there. It's possible.
Dominique is just poking the badger.
I mean, it sort of is by rote at this point with Riv. I mean, because Riv comes from a place where the expectation is not that you pay people for things; it's that you
Mhm.
help each other out.
yeah.
Tiny village, yeah.
It's a community that supports each other,
Mm-hmm.
and the idea that you wouldn't help someone because of money is absurd.
Yeah.
Fairlos and Fro are actually from a similar situation. It's the town that we're from is like tiny, and so everybody just helps take care of each other. And and I think all of you would know this. That's one of the reasons she and her brother started going out adventuring, was to be able to bring in funds to help the whole town, basically.
Mhm.
So that's one of the reasons that's how I ended up, and that's how Fro and I ended up out on ships, was looking to send money back home.
Oh, that's sweet. Brescia is very class-based, we'll say. You don't get to move out of where you were born. But in some cases, it's a lucky thing. In some cases, it's not. It's all up to luck.
And you like that system.
I hate it.
Well, then why are you defending it?
I'm not. I'm seeing what your arguments are against it because I find it fascinating.
How about you, Essequa? You want to talk about the political system from your hometown, or you just
I mean,
want to
I'm-
enjoy your food?
I'm from the Loam, and we're all farmers, and you know, we all have a crop specialization, and we share crops. And then my parents moved to the town whose name I can't remember right now.
Talon's Reach.
Yeah, Talon's Reach.
I
And
was-
and we and they opened an inn, and I mean, I saw the inn, but there's a little bit of like bartering of some such there. Like we see people of all sorts, and you know, people will buy food for other people if they don't have the money for it, and my parents will give people free meals all the time. So I think I kind of sit somewhere in the middle of being healthily settled and having to work for it.
I was one of the lucky ones. There are many who aren't so lucky. Birth is
Yeah,
a lottery.
Elizabeth's going to speak up. Dominique Jameau, I remember when I was tracing Brescian noble families. That's a noble family.
It is.
So you do support the stratification of your home?
It is one of those things where my personal opinion is not taken into account for the infrastructure and economic well-being of the city. I can do what I can, but I am only one person.
But
As I said, I was lucky. I was born into a family of means. There are plenty of people in Brescia that are not so lucky.
But isn't continuing to participate in that system tacitly approving of it and supporting it?
It is. It
There's
is.
there's also only so much you can do unless you're ready to replace that kind of system with another system.
What am I going to do? Tear down the kingdom and rebuild it from the ground up?
In my experience, I come from a noble house in Galfast. Um, you don't get rid of a monarchy without a little blood on your hands, and I don't really prefer to have blood on my hands or to be the blood on someone else's hands. So
Let's change the subject. So, what was going on at school after we left? What was the reaction to our dire situation?
Elizabeth will say, well, there was a lot of panic, especially when they couldn't get a hold of Grug, and then especially from I went down to the beach and I was talking to Claudia because I know that Grug and Claudia are dating, and she's extremely worried, like sick with worry about it. And I know Charles was extremely worried. I got a chance to talk with him about it, and that's what kind of brought me on board the ship in the first place. I mean, the teachers are pretty closed off, sort of, so we didn't get a chance to really talk too much about what was going on, except that they said we should wait and be patient and that they would handle it. That they had some divination magics that they could use to eventually find you.
It's good to know that we were noticed to be absent. That's reassuring.
As much as I may give my brother a lot of guff for ignoring my request, I do appreciate that you were all concerned about us. So thank you.
Charles is really the one who led the charge for stealing a ship to come and get you, by the way.
Charles is a good guy.
And for once, my brother didn't have to convince someone else to do something. He was the one getting convinced, which is actually kind of impressive for Charles.
Well, the question is, who has had this impact on Charles to become such a rapscallion?
I think he just cares too much.
That's it.
I
That's
don't
the
think
one.
that. I think caring too much is not a problem, but caring too much without concern for your safety can be.
I mean, I didn't tell you all. In my the final that I share in that we had for the same class, he let me win.
Really?
He told you that, or you just knew it from what actually happened?
No. It was. I knew it from what actually happened. We were supposed to, find a living spell in the library, and he found it first. He really did. But he was like, no, you can go ahead and have it. I'm fine to. I mean, was it worth it in the end? Not so much, because then I had to work for the professor for a little bit, and that was rough because the professor was kind of an asshole. I was basically his glorified secretary.
Well, you're still supposed to be his intern for the whole year, right?
Yeah, but from he is I am his. I am basically a glorified secretary. So it was worth it at the time, and who knows, it might get better. But yeah, no, he's. This is about Charles, not the professor. Charles is just like that.
Did any of you, when you were doing your class, go to the island and meet Monsieur de la Fontaine?
I've never heard that name before. Maybe.
I think you would have all have heard of that name, and Lazare de la Fontaine is, no easy way to put it, well known as a middleman for selling souls to demons, who lives on the beach. He's in the beach along with the rest of the beachside shops. Technically, he is not supposed to deal in the souls of students under any circumstances, but Students have gone to him before for various purposes.
No, I give him a wide berth, and I think he does the same for me, and I think it's better for both of our healths.
Probably. I was
I
just
know.
curious.
Why? Were you spending time with him?
I made his acquaintance.
Hmm.
He's everything they claim him to be. I did not make any transactions, just to keep that clear.
Good.
But I did speak to him. I was curious, you know me.
I'll ask about the most absurd rumor that I've heard after you say that he's all that we've heard him to be, like the student ultimate urban legend kind of, that he, like, gravity's reversed inside of his.
Absolutely.
Ah, interesting.
It was
Isn't that
fascinating.
disorienting?
We bit at first, but you get used to it. I mean, you're basically
Doesn't
just.
everything fall out of your pockets?
It does not. It was
Interesting.
It was basically just the ceiling became the ground, and the ground became the ceiling, and everything else stayed the same.
I start thinking about the implications of that gravitationally, and particularly in light of the things we've just learned about with the world.
Oh,
And I'm like, I wonder if that's a strange gap in the fabric of everything, where there's, like, I start going off on tangents about that in my own head.
Fairless just takes another swig of vodka.
Just
Question
straight
about
bun.
The
Well,
tavern.
it's the sparkle,
Oh, okay.
the
Shimmer
whatever,
vodka.
Okay.
the shimmer vodka. But
It's
yes.
pretty alcoholic. It's about 8 to 12% alcohol.
wow. Okay.
Oof.
And so the answer is yes.
Is this bar Fey touched?
Make an Arcana check,
Okay.
and then define Fey touched for me.
Not a good Arcana check. I'm
Just
not
want to make sure I
rolling well
understand what you're
tonight.
asking.
I'm trying to ask if this is either a point of intersection with the Feywild, or if the Feywild is having, something from the Feywild is having an impact on it. If it's not a place where the planes are, intersecting or thin, if there is something that is coming through or has been
With a
brought
5,
through. Yeah, I didn't.
with a 5,
I'm rolling just terribly tonight.
probably one of those situations. It's hard to tell. It's a good question. That's a great question.
Can I
Especially-
put that on my research list?
Yeah, you can put anything you want to on a research list.
Especially since we know, and Lauren is saying this, Fairless is not. Especially since we know that the reactor was interacting with both the plane of water and the Feywild.
Mhm.
That's
And
why.
There were already portal problems, so yeah.
That's
Portal
specifically
problems.
why I asked it, because it feels like this is unlike everywhere else that we've seen in Frogtown and in
Yeah.
the surrounding area, and it does seem like it's
Like there is a
it was
touch of the
it
Fey
was a
about it.
contextual
Gotcha.
question, that it wasn't just like a randomly
Yeah.
just asking out of the blue.
Oh yeah. And just to be clear, it's the four of us, Elizabeth and Charles?
No.
No, and Reginald.
And Reginald.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Reginald. Okay.
But as you guys kind of want your conversation starts to wind down in that particular moment, not fully.
Oh,
One of
Frog and
your-
Wizard Hat. Yay.
Frog and a Wizard Hat's going to
Frog and
roll up.
Wizard Hat.
Oh, I heard it. I heard things went really well.
Yeah.
Oh, bonjour, Frog in the Wizard Hat. They did. They did. We managed to take care of the curse, and everything is settled.
Well, I just got back from talking to Big Frog.
Mm.
And I've been wondering, mostly a self-taught wizard, which is really hard.
Hmm.
And I've heard from Reginald that you guys might be like associated with some sort of a school.
We are.
I was just wondering if maybe I could at least visit and
Yes, come to school with me.
all right. Cool. Before you let me know before you leave in the morning. I'll be up in the same room you all dropped me off at last time.
Speaking of, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. I fixed it with a little restoration.
Oh, excellent.
How?
Wow.
How?
I just cast a spell and my hangover went away.
Yeah, but what spell?
Well, like I said, I'm mostly self-taught. It's sort of like a restoration spell. It's what I usually use.
It's probably Essequa, the same one that I've done to help with those who were cursed.
Rogan, a very powerful wizard hat.
Rogan is super. What? Okay, you and I have to talk on the way back to school.
All right, that sounds good to me.
Is there
Alright,
something wrong,
then.
Essequa?
Let us. Oh,
I mean, restoration spells are not in our repertoire.
Well, that's true, but sometimes you could get access to stuff from other repertoires, as long as the teacher's good.
That's also true.
and
But
you
you
are
said-
self-taught.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Well, clearly,
Every
he
once
has
in
a
a while,
very good
somebody
teacher
washes.
in himself.
Every once in a while, somebody will wash up on the shore who knows a little bit of something about something. I've been around for 200 years,
This
so
is fair.
like,
This is fair and true.
All right, that makes a lot of sense then.
I am mollified.
I just want to get more powerful. I think that'd be cool.
Everyone on this island seems to have such a long lifespan.
Yeah, I think it might be connected to the bigger frog.
Fair. That would make
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah.
Well, I toast then.
Ah.
Two big frogs.
To big frogs and learning new things.
And,
All the frogs.
all three of the NPCs in this scene also raise a glass, including the small, tiny Reginald over there.
Reginald puts
Yes.
down the knife and picks up a glass.
Right.
Pulls out his own mug from his mouth.
Nice.
I do like to think Reginald is always holding that life. Like he's just always
Yeah.
ready to go.
That's honestly how I picture, like, on someone's shoulder, just like,
With
like a
knife.
staff instead
Yeah.
of a
Well,
knife.
it's
you know,
like
just knife
every
right there.
time the camera pans over to him, he pulls out his switchblade. And then you look away for just a second, you come back and he's got it down and then he brings it back up.
He's just always prepared.
He's a fully armed frog.
Well, Frog in a Wizard Hat, I am fully prepared to endorse your entry into the school, if that is
Mhm.
what you want. I might suggest, and you've plenty of time to think about this, if there is a name you'd like to use while you're there instead of just Frog in a Wizard Hat, just in case the more powerful you get, you decide you don't want to use the hat anymore.
Oh, but this is an awesome hat.
I'm
It
not-
is.
It is
It's
a very
super
awesome hat. But after a couple years at the school, you may be more awesome than the hat.
Or
So-
you may add other accessories.
That's true. I could be a frog in a wizard hat and a nice chain.
Exactly.
I like this.
Oh,
I
frog
like
in a
this.
wizard, frog in a
That's a-
wizard hat and a nice chain and a cape.
A
You
cape
look
would be
fetching.
pretty great.
So
look
many
fetching.
options.
Yeah. But
However,
it's also a bit of a
That
mouthful.
name just does get very long, and you know
Mhm.
when you're casting spells and such, you sometimes are in a bit of a rush.
That's true. I'll give it some thought, I guess. But
You've got
just
plenty of time.
real quick, how much does it cost to go to your school?
Don't worry
Don't-
about it.
Dungeon Master, how much does it cost to go to our school?
Your monthly tuition, not monthly, your yearly tuition is 200 gold.
Okay.
So fairly expensive, actually.
Don't worry
For the
about it. I'll
average
talk my
person.
father into covering it.
And what
Oh,
her
that-
father
I-
can't cover, we can help with.
No, I've been around for a very long time. I've got money. It's
200
all right.
gold a year.
Yeah, you can do those long-term investments.
Mm-hmm.
Those will pay off.
Okay. I've definitely got stuff worth that much for sure. Yeah.
Alright.
I don't know if I have it in gold, but I definitely have stuff.
That will work then.
All right. Well,
The
I'm
more
gonna get
he
up to my
talks,
room.
Asuka is just so like his wizard hat is very powerful. Is the stuff he has also powerful? The pursuit of knowledge is so fascinating.
Frog in a wizard hat, it is very possible that the information you have from your long laugh and from being here might be worth enough to the school that they will want you to be there no matter what the tuition is. So definitely talk to a few people before you start putting down some gold.
All right. Well, like I said, I want to get back to my room. I gotta start counting and getting my stuff together. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna learn so much stuff.
Yes,
We will see you in the morning.
I can't wait for this to backfire on us. And
I know,
like,
right?
He's the big bad at the end of the campaign.
Or he's the one who comes and saves us at the very last
That's-
minute. It's just like, how are we going to survive? And then Frog in a wizard
Frog
hat
in a
on a
wizard hat.
horse.
We're going
Wait,
to be
frog
facing
and a
a
wizard hat.
TPK, and this army of frogs is just going to hop over us.
Led
The
by
frog in a
Frog in a
wizard
wizard
hat will
hat
heal us
with a
up.
nice chain and a cool cloak and an awesome staff, and that's his whole name.
Yep. On a white horse, like
On a
Gandalf
white horse.
riding over the.
His name changes depending on if he's on the horse or not.
Look at the party. Now look at me. I'm on a horse.
I'm on.
I think we can move to the next morning unless you guys have something pressing.
No, at this point, I think it's just enjoying some unwinding.
That's perfectly fair.
No,
All right.
I do think a large portion of like a significant portion of the rest of the evening is spent adding things to Frog and a Wizard hat's name.
This is just delightful.
Yeah. Oh, I will ask real quick, and we don't have to roleplay it out. Is Reginald also coming with us, or is Reginald staying?
Reginald said he wanted to come along with you
Okay.
to find someone to break his curse.
Okay, I forgot that. Thank you.
All right. In that case, when you wake up in the morning, where would you like to be moved to? I'm guessing probably back to your ship.
Yeah.
What
We'll
else? What
collect
else?
everybody and
Yeah,
Is there
collect
anything you'd like to do here in Frogtown or on this island before you depart?
I'm guessing there's not like an alchemy store or anything
No.
like that. Okay.
Mm-mm.
The only thing I would want to do then is try to buy a bottle of the shimmer vodka.
That's easily done.
Ooh.
I heard somebody else wanted to. do something.
I was gonna say, now that I have sobered up a little, can I try and think about this intersection of the bay
What
again?
is your bonus? Your bonus is +2. So if you took a 10 and you got a 12,
That's not super great. I can try it again with the guidance and see if that does anything, but it's
yeah, we'll give you another roll, and then if not, we'll just take 10.
okay. Thanks. Nope.
Well, you could get higher than 12 with a guidance on that. Fairly. Nope, 12.
12 exactly.
12 exactly. So it's not a difficult DC. It's just 5 was not enough to get it last time around.
Yeah.
I'd say, without being able to necessarily narrow down exactly what's going on, there are definitely Feywild influences on this location.
The only thing I would like to do is find out whether Big Frog or Bigger Frog have access to sending.
Bigger Frog does,
Okay, excellent.
but he is currently sleeping unless you want to wake him up.
No, as long as I know that.
Big
just-
Frog will tell you that.
Perfect. Just so that there is some way of communication back and forth. Because I know a bunch of our professors will have sending, so that way they can contact us if necessary.
Sure. All right. Anybody else or anything else?
Nope, I would be the one to go get Frog and a Wizard hat So
Perfect.
unless there's anything like a conversation, like not even like
So-
really a conversation, but I'd be the one to go get him.
When you go get him, he has 3 suitcases that he's having difficulty carrying because he's trying to carry 2 in one hand and 1 in the other hand.
Also remind me, how big is Frog in a Wizard Hat?
He's about the size of a goat.
Okay.
So large, but not like massive.
He's
Large for a
he's
frog.
Right, large for a frog. Okay.
He's a
Oh,
small creature, but large for a frog.
Yeah.
I can help you with those.
Oh, I appreciate that. Just if you just take this one here, it's the lightest one. I got the others.
Okay. What is all this stuff?
It's all of my stuff.
Right. I should have been more specific. I mean, as a fellow wizard, I am slightly curious about the sum of your stuff that would make you think that it is enough to pay for school. I ask this only in a professional wizard to wizard fashion.
Okay.
I'm still gonna. I mean, this conversation does not have to happen right now, but they are not with anybody else, and it's
No,
like,
let me
still
show
wizard
you.
to wizard.
He's gonna take
Okay.
his suitcases and he's gonna line them up on the thing. This is all of my clothes, and he opens it up, and there are beautiful clothes in here that look like, and you can see runes in the seams. This is just where all my clothes are, so that I have everything. And then he closes it, and then he opens up the other one, and it's got gems and jewelry and gold pouches. And then he closes that one, and the next one he opens up, and we're gonna leave it like this. It does the Pulp Fiction suitcase deal.
And we're all,
the view
so
from
Essequa.
the view
Yeah.
from behind the suitcase.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and just gold light.
And
I
you're
love it.
and you can respond however you'd like to that.
Holy cow! You're not gonna have any problems with tuition.
Right? This is awesome. And he closes it back down.
I guess the lightest one is his clothing suitcase, so I take that and I help him like get it all downstairs.
If I see struggle happening, especially with Frog in a Wizard Hat, I will just kind of walk up.
He
And
is
hold
struggling
out a
with
hand.
he's struggling with his money box for sure.
Yeah, Fairlos won't even say a word, won't ask what's in any of it, see the struggle, and just walk up and hold out a hand.
Sure. Just be very, very careful with it.
Yeah, be really careful with that.
I will take it and I will treat it as I do my hammer.
Don't hit anyone with it.
No. Fairluce's hammer is the most precious thing in the world to her, almost.
Okay. It would
Although-
hurt if you hit somebody with that. I'll be clear, but
I do appreciate that you were very clear about what I can and can't do with it, though. I like that. And yeah, I'll take the heaviest one and just... It's probably not a problem for me.
it would almost certainly not be now. Most of his stuff is in jewels anyway, so like it's not that heavy, but it is. There's a lot of gold in there too, so it's a little heavy.
Gold is heavy.
And let's move you guys to your ship. I think
The lesson learned?
it is lesson.
The lessons.
I'm
learned.
gonna
Oh,
move
that's
you
right,
guys
yeah.
You're right.
to the
You're
ship.
You're right.
The lessons learned. I'm actually going to move you guys to the ship, but I can tell you with certainty that there would be no difficulty getting from here to Avalon. If there's something you guys want to do on the ship while you're on your way, you can let me know now, or we can skip ahead to you guys arriving in Avalon.
I'm fine with skipping ahead, but
Yeah, I'm okay with skipping ahead.
Me too.
Let's get everybody on board with that. Rivulet?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, cool. All right. Let me take you to the docks.
And I can hand out good berries to anyone who needs them, or I can hang on to them. Everybody's preference. is
I feel
fine.
like we had breakfast, but I will always take a good berry
Yeah.
from Rivulet.
Same.
And I feel like Dominique just eats it like a little
So
chipmunk.
two each, or do I need to be accounting for Frog and Wizard Hat and Reginald?
It's an extremely short trip. So probably if not unless you want to.
I'm in my standard daily
Mhm.
distro. Am I
If they
responsible
are,
for
yeah,
NPCs, or am I just
you're not.
worrying about?
Well, you don't have to, but
Harvard.
if you want them to be fed, then yeah, you would need to do
Okay.
that.
And you know what? Even if they had breakfast in the morning, we have already had one mishap on a ship in where we thought we were only going to be gone for a little while and then we were gone. So, Rivulet, I appreciate the backup to know that in the event of an emergency, we at least have rations for another day.
So there are 6 of us, right?
Yeah.
No,
Altogether-
7 because we
7, yeah. 'cause-
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 1 each then. Instead of 2
Reginald
each.
Reginald does
Yeah.
not need to eat. I can give you that though.
Oh, there you go.
So 6, but still, it's going to be
As a
1 each.
as a sentient magic item, doesn't need to eat.
Fair.
He provides his own sustenance. Let's move you guys to the docks.
All right. Did we get the name of the other ship that my brother and
The
Charles
C
stole?
plus.
The
Yes,
C
C+.
plus. Okay.
And the ship that they originally stole was called the Sea Pup, but they've now renamed it the C Plus.
Okay.
Um,
There
and
we
you do spot them already docked, but it doesn't look like anyone is like on board that ship currently. You guys are going to be coming in here. There
Where is
are. I'll just drag ping. This is your ship, and in fact, it matches your ship.
Oh, there we go. I was way too zoomed out.
And as you guys sort of dock here, let me move this guy over. And this is our first randomly generated NPC. A gentleman walks up with dark purple skin. Excuse me. If you're going to dock here, you're going to need to come to the registrar's office. I do not recognize the lessons learned in our registrar.
Oh, no, not a problem. We will be happy to.
Of course. And if you guys are willing to go with him, he will lead you up to his office. I don't have an internal
Yeah.
map for it, so we're just going to do this from this map.
Okay.
But it is this building he's standing next to. And once inside, he pulls out a ledger, a big brown leather-bound ledger, opens it up and starts looking through it. Gets to, if you guys are paying any kind of close attention, gets to the L's section. Gets to where, like, runs his finger down it and stops and goes, "Yes, I don't see you here, so..."
It is a ship we have to register with you.
Okay, what is the name of your trading company?
We are...
Uh,
We actually have not come up with a name for the trading company.
Well, you
course.
can't dock here without being part of a trading company, so...
Well, we are affiliated with the school.
I understand that, but you can't dock here without being affiliated with a trading company.
Right.
Are there docks that are affiliated with the school that we can go dock at, or is this we got?
No, everyone docks here at the main docks. There are
Okay.
side docks, technically, but if you do dock there, you're risking theft of your ship considerably.
What
These
are,
places are protected, basically.
Is there somewhere that we can speak with a trading company? Obviously, this is a complication we had not thought of.
If you would like, you can form your own trading company. I just need a name for the ledger.
yeah,
sounds excellent.
that's what he's saying. We just need time to think of a name. Can you give us a little bit of time to think of a name? Like, we can just go back to our ship and think about
Of
that.
course,
like,
of course, of course. You
Thank
can't
you.
leave your ship here until you have a
Right.
name in the...
Understood.
Right. We'll just.
We'll be
I-
on the ship and we'll come
Yeah,
see
we'll be
you
on the
as
ship.
soon as we figure it out.
Of course. And he, like, looks at you disapprovingly as you walk away.
That's.
I look
fine.
at him disapprovingly back, and then walk away.
I flush him a
Names have
charming
meaning.
smile.
You have to properly allow names to develop.
And
And just to
Yeah.
casually drop one is an absurd thing to do. You have to let it be the correct name for the correct thing.
I agree with Rivulet, and then I'll look back at the guy real quick. When we give you a name for a trading company, if we switch to a different trading company, how difficult will it be to change it on the ledger?
That tells me everything I need to know.
You're in as temporary.
Thank
All
you.
right.
TBD.
the temporary-
TEEBEEDEE. The TBD.
I put you down as temporary. That'll have to do.
We appreciate it.
It is what it is.
The
As we get
temporary
outside.
trading company. That actually has a
I
ring to
actually
it.
really like that.
Students. Oof.
Well, and once we're back outside, I'll yeah.
I
So
agree with
Rivulet,
Liv.
yeah, I'll leave it up to you. I have no direct stake in what we want to call a trading company, but hopefully that buys us a little bit of time in case you do want to come up with a more meaningful name.
What was it you were suggesting that I?
Temporary trading company.
Well, I first I did TBD.
Oh,
That's
And then
fair.
TEEBEEDE.
Spell it out, which I have used as a character name before.
That's funny.
I had a problem there where I was like, the NPC's
TBD.
not listening to you anymore.
Yeah.
But I need to be listening.
Yeah, but because the NPC called us temporary,
Yeah.
I said the temporary trading company.
I like it.
The TTT?
The
Triple
temper-
T.
The
TTC.
TTC. Wait,
TTC.
Triple
TTC.
T, yeah.
Triple
Well,
No,
T.
the
see,
double T.
I-
TTC.
I
Yeah.
don't. I
Temporary
like it,
TTC.
but I don't want it to be in response to us being needing
Yeah.
to make a choice.
Yes.
Bullied into a choice, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
we'll,
now
we'll
we have
use it as
time.
a placeholder then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
should find I should find my brother, but we should go back to the school and check in and tell those we
Probably.
need to tell and introduce Frog in a wizard hat and Charles to anyone we need and do all of that stuff.
And let me just real quick, because I think what we're gonna do, for the sake of both the audience and you guys, let's move this guy over here. Oh, that didn't save properly. All right, I had to give him a name, even though. Let's see here. Go to Valen. Let's go to the Navigators School. So, in order to get up and down, so the Valen Mystic Mariners Academy is a chunk of floating rock about a mile-ish, maybe a mile and a half up into the air. So from here, it's just a dot. And it, in order to get up there, there's multiple ways, but the primary way you guys would use is a specific library room that is set aside on the island, and we're going to move you there.
Gasp.
Yes.
That's whoops. Hey. That's old me. Don't look at that. No.
That's from our session 0. That is true. I should have cleared
Yeah.
that off.
That's fine. That's fine. Look, it's a new me.
Yay!
Our mother was considering different names for us, and so one of the older ones stuck.
That's fair. And so you guys, you guys are given access to this immediately. No one's going to stop students from coming back in. And this is for the audience at home. This is just a small, sort of almost chapel-like sized room with large, like a second level and bookshelves lining every available space that can be lined with bookshelves.
Yeah, it's an octagonal, very
Yes.
tall, shelved library
Multiple
with a carpet
floors.
that has some intricate detailing on the ground, and a stained glass window on the front-facing wall. And then
And
in the very center, there is a green flaming
light-
portal that's spiraling.
The light from the stained glass window is shining through a spiraling green portal that when you guys look through it, you can see the other side of it, which is the academy itself. And there
Huzzah.
is no one visibly here to prevent you from moving back and forth. But you guys have been in the school long enough to know that unauthorized personnel trying to pass through here are stopped by some sort of mystical force.
Does that since Frog and the Wizard Hat and Charles are with us, are they considered authorized?
Reginald.
Reginald. Why do I keep saying Charles?
They're both cute
In-
names.
True.
In your experience, you would expect them to be fine.
Okay.
So yeah, this is how we get here. It's, I mean, obviously it's on a big floating rock in the sky, so we obviously just can't like get there. I'm talking to Frog and a Wizard Hat.
No, yeah, this is kind of wild, actually.
There's weird shenaniganry that potentially I could do with this,
That is.
but I don't know if it's okay or not. It might not be okay because of the magic of this place, the specific magic here.
What were you
But
planning
in
on doing?
theory, if I summon Snonky can teleport us through the portal, not using the magic of the portal because I can see what's on the other side.
Nice.
Have you? You know what? Do you think you've ever tried that before? You've been here for 3 years.
Maybe, yeah, probably.
All right.
For the
Then
pursuit of
roll me-
science.
Roll me a d20. We're just gonna have some fun with some dice here. Roll me a
Okay.
d20 above 10, so 11 through 20. That would work. Anything lower, it doesn't work. The magic prevents
Okay.
it.
With the way it's been going tonight, yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah, you
Not a
can't
night of
teleport.
good
You can't
rolls.
teleport through a teleportation portal. It seems.
That's gonna suck because that was one of the cool things about that.
But maybe it's just this
Shenanigans.
specific
It may just
portal.
be this specific portal.
Yeah, it might
but,
be
Yeah.
this specific portal.
but
Maybe the
yeah,
safeguards on
that's
this one are just too strong.
one of the fun things with Snonky is that
Awesome.
Snonky can circumvent all sorts of obstacles as long as I can make stuff happen.
Frog and a Wizard Hat is going to take a leap through the portal before you guys really get
Oh.
a chance to stop him.
I wouldn't be stopping him. I'd probably be
Nah.
just walking straight into it. So
and he is
Yeah.
going to disappear through the other side. So let's move you guys. If you guys are all following him through,
Absolutely.
get up to the school entrance.
Ooh.
yeah, Rivulet, I imagine that the protections on this are pretty strong.
Yeah.
But it's nice for accessibility reasons. It's also way easier.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes you. You'll be coming in through this side. This portal on this end is purple, pink.
Mhm.
And again, there is a floating university with beautifully kept green grounds, 6 trees, and if you guys look down, it is very far above, actually above the clouds even.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have an idea of where we're supposed to check in at this point? Like,
Yeah, if you go through the front doors, you should end up where you want to go.
yeah, I don't know if there's like a specific professor we need to go see, or if at this
I'm
point.
gonna say, for the sake of both you guys and Cliffhanger, let's stop here
What?
before you guys get to go into the school.
Oh. Okay.
So we will
Okay.
be doing school exploration next time around. I know it's a little early, but I think it's still all right.
It's a good-
Although, remember
It's
next.
fine.
I know, and
first
then we're
off,
gonna
yeah.
cover that.
Totally fine. Totally fine. I'd
Yeah.
rather end on a cool note.
Glad you
But yeah,
reminded me,
next
but
week.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had it in my notes, but probably reminders are always good. We are not going to be live next week with an actual episode. I will be doing a at least hour-long stream. Hopefully, I can wrangle one of the players in, but even if not, I'll do it myself. But where I basically go over DM decisions that went into this particular episode. And just giving a DM insights into how to run a game, because I think that should be more accessible to everybody.
Yeah.
We're calling that bonus action. I did an episode of it already this Thursday, and I covered the first 3 sessions with that one. And we are probably schedule-wise going to be off most first Sundays of every month doing that. So that'll be what happens on the first Sundays of every month. But every other Sunday, we'll be doing this.
Yay!
Let me first go through, credit our maps and tokens and music. Cartography by Cheyenne Peku. Cartography by Cheyenne Peku Sci-Fi. Maps by Luke Stratton of Limithron. Maps by Eightfold Paper. Music by Tabletop Audio. Character tokens by Greek 46. And Katie, if you'd like to thank the rest of the people that need to be thanked.
Absolutely. I would like to send a big shout out to our moderator, Billith. Thank you, Billith, who coincidentally also made the logo. So we appreciate Billith all sorts of ways. Massive shout out to Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realm for supporting us and making it possible for us to provide you with an amazing Electrum chest code. Again, this one will be good until 11:59 next Saturday night. Pacific Standard Time. And the code for this week is SUPLUFKES. So we encourage you to go play Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. It is actually really fun, and you can find characters of a couple people on this cast in the game. So you'll be able to play and be like, they know, I watched them. They're awesome, because they are awesome. And let's see, who else? I'm blanking. I think that's it.
I think that's everybody.
Yeah. So thank you guys. We appreciate you watching. And what was the sign off, since we don't have a sign off?
I was gonna first of all, let's make sure everybody else that has anything else they'd like to say can.
I think.
And then I have one more thing.
Exciting.
Well,
Go.
I'll jump in here real quick because and I'll double plug Jen's show on Tuesday. So Jen has a new show on Tuesday in the afternoon, and then I also have a new show. Well, I don't have myself. I'm on a new show that is starting on Tuesday. I'm in a Humblewood game called
Yay.
Trial by Fire. So if you'd like to see me playing a tiny little fox person who is who would be looking up to Essequa quite a bit, because he is a wizard who wants to be a ranger, so he carries around a big sword, but he doesn't know what to do with it because we're all starting.
Also, she's tall.
Yeah, well, yeah. and my fox is very, very short, but I get to play with some awesome people. So on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific on the Phoenix Walkie channel, it's me and Cinder Soria and Ludus Rex and Unseelie Jess, and Phoenix himself is the DM, and that is starting on Tuesday. So watch Jen's thing, and then go have some dinner, and then come watch my thing. And Jen, what was that thing that you have in the afternoon?
So there are 2 things on Tuesday that I have in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
It's a busy day. The first one is at 1 p.m. Pacific, which is going to be called In the Black, which is the quote for it is adventuring in this economy. So that's going to be delightful. We are playing in Fablecraft. So if you want to check out Fablecraft, which is a very, very cool new system and world with shiny, cool graphics and fun animation-y stuff. It's neat. It's really neat. I really like it. With Jasmine Bular, Omar Najam, and Lord Balvin. So that starts this week and will be running for the next little while. And then there's a little bit of a pre-show at 5 o'clock, but it's around 6 o'clock Eastern, so 3 o'clock Pacific. We will be starting the final act of Don't Forget the Travel Bacon, which is the all-disabled cast one-shot we did on Elbel. It's a 3 for the first E. Elbel's channel on Twitch. If you want to catch up, the VOD is available. It's really fun. It's silly, and we create chaos for the tail end of it. So that is happening. And then with any luck, I should be streaming tomorrow night. if I get all the things done, I'm hoping to come back to stream tomorrow night and show off some shiny stuff. So, that's the hope. Yeah, that's it. That was a lot. Sorry.
No.
No, you have a lot going on.
Yeah.
Fair. Latia, did you have anything?
No, I'm just gonna be at Gen Con. So if you're also gonna be at Gen Con, come look for me in my big hat.
It's
I
an
might have
awesome
dice
hat.
for you. I
It's
might
a
have
Latia
dice
and a
for
wizard
you.
hat.
It's a
Yep.
Latina. No,
It's a come find Latia in a wizard hat.
I have
I
on
might
my
have dice
list.
for you.
My list of things to do at Gen Con is find Latia in a wizard hat,
amazing.
and then maybe go find my own wizard hat.
Yeah, we're gonna go wizard hat shopping.
Yes.
Wizard
Yeah.
hats for everybody.
So each of you don't know this yet,
Uh-oh.
but something that you can think about before our next session, have new messages as beings of fate in a story that you don't know is being told yet. Messages are etched into various items that you carry with you.
Oh,
Furlos, on
Uh-oh.
your hammer.
Who decided that they were going to put stuff on my hammer? I am
My
going
hammer.
to
On the side,
wait, I
on the
closed my notes. Hang on. Wait. Oh no. I thought we
On
were
the
done.
on the side that said, oh, this is our good cliffhanger for next time. On the side that you normally would hit someone with, it says the patient storm, a thunderous, glorious horn, heart holding hidden hope.
I am going to use this to whack whoever decided that they were going to graffiti my hammer. I also don't know when they were able to graffiti my hammer because I sleep with this darn thing. So someone is getting smacked with this.
I
If this was my
love-
brother, I'm going to find my brother. He's going to get it first.
I
It was probably
love
him.
that Furlos's reaction to fate messaging is to be outraged.
Yeah, great. So on brand for the atheist cleric.
Atheist.
Dumb.
She has a
Agno-
complicated
Agnostic. Okay, it's fine. Dominique, on your armor, etched on the inside that you haven't got a chance to see yet, it says the could have been queen who is not what she seems, but since she isn't, she is.
The
Essica.
could have been, I'm sorry, the could have been, I'm gonna have commentary about all of this. The could have been queen is such a good title. Like,
I really like that.
it's big Game of Thrones House of the Dragon vibes because there actually is a Targaryen who is the queen that never was.
Hmm.
But the could have been queen
That's-
is so juicy.
It really
Yeah.
is.
I need to know though, because he said on the inside of your armor, where is it? Like the
Right?
back, the front, like under the
I
armpit?
feel like it would be over the heart.
That is exactly
Probably.
where it is.
Yeah, that makes
Oh,
sense.
Essica,
That's
the back of your new spell book. The steel in letters, knowledge unfettered, chasing, curious, questioning.
oh.
it's so good. I'm gonna cry.
You're gonna send all of these to us, right? You're
I
gonna
will.
just
I'll put them in the
please.
chat for you.
in the chat. Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay,
thank you,
good.
thank you.
Rivulet. On your staff, etched along it, the darkness dreaming of itself, sleeping, living a lie in the light.
Oh.
Now,
And
out of curiosity, real quick, especially for those of us who have these messages in places that's going to be easy for others to see,
Mhm.
are they easy for others to see, or is this one of those things in where, like,
That's something
It's-
we'll talk about next time.
okay, that's cool. That's super, super cool.
Okay. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next episode, which is going to be on. Hold on, let's get the date. I
weeks.
know I have it. It's 2
August
weeks from now,
11th.
but I'm going to get the August 11th. Perfect. August 11th. We'll see you then, and hopefully we'll see you next week where I can talk about the stuff that went into the making of this session. And I don't have an outro yet, so don't die.
Yay! What? What is?